Hey guys, welcome to the Tower of Babble podcast. This is episode 12. I'm Julian.
I'm Dan.
I'm Jeremy.
All back in the same room for the first time in a while. Usually these provide like the best shows, so let's hope that that's like the...
Ruined it.
No, well, yeah, probably. Let's hope that tradition continues. Although there was that one where I messed up the audio, and that one was actually no, that one was a good show, but no one knows.
Nobody knows. 'Cause nobody listened after
no one
10
wants
minutes.
It's still there, right?
It's still there. Yeah, if you want to break
they're-
your nah, it's not.
They're
good.
not going to do it.
I might just take it off. I had an idea, a plan, if you will, to
Same thing?
to do. No, no.
But to write it and read it as a script?
No, to I was like, okay, now I'm Daniel.
Julian laughs.
And then Daniel exclaims,
No, to redo, because the part of that episode was the Jeff Johns end of Green Lantern, and to redo that whole discussion we had about like how to redo it, like a good Green Lantern movie and all that kind of stuff that we talked about for like half an hour at least.
Yeah.
That was the best part of it, and just redo that again. We could do that
let's
today.
just fucking do it right now then. We'll just talk about it.
Right now?
What makes a good
Did you hear the rumor that Christian Bale, they're offering him $60 million?
Yeah, like a boatload of money. They drove a boat
So
of
it's
money.
not
up to
over
it.
that they don't...
But he keeps saying he doesn't want to do it. Like, I don't think he wants to do it.
Well, they
Man,
haven't...
how do you turn away from that kind of money? Like, I would
Because
absolutely do it.
I'm actually happy they're still trying to get him, though.
No.
Yeah.
You know what?
I
No,
get one
I'm
of
sure they can find a decent Batman that can do the same job
No, they
for less
can.
money. That's
They-
kind of ridiculous.
They can,
It's
but
just star
imagine
power.
having him in there, though. Like, seriously.
Would you connect it? You'd have to connect it to the Dark
Yeah,
Knight
sure.
movies.
It's,
I guess.
they want him older, right?
Yeah.
So say it's 15 years later after the Bane movie.
So that's why
So
no one's
fucking
talking
like
about
23 years after Dark Knight.
Yeah, so he's been doing Batman. Well, I guess he quit doing Batman. No, it doesn't work. The end
Well,
of
I
Dark.
mean, it's not like it doesn't work. They could write it out. Like,
He always comes back. In the comics, he always comes back.
Yeah, well,
He retired and came back.
He's been lost in time and came back. Some people say that Dick Grayson was a better Batman, or at least it provided a better like storytelling.
could have Joseph Gordon-Levitt die and have it be like a hybrid of Tim Drake and Jason Todd's stories, and then he has to come back as Batman.
In the movie?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
In like the next Batman versus Superman.
Because they kind of made it seem like he was going to become the next Batman.
Well, he did
right?
find the
No,
Batcave.
the
and
story
stuff
is
like
that anyone can be Batman. It's like a symbol.
I
And
mean,
he
I
was
get
the
all
one
that,
taking
but
on the
they
mantle.
kind of shoved that part down your throat of him like literally becoming the next Batman.
His name is literally Robin.
Yeah, which is wrong.
So that was it was a mistake. It was just a typo on the thing.
No, they should have called him Dick.
No
Well,
one
should
got
have called
it.
him Tim.
Or anything. Like,
Any
your real
one of
name's
them.
No, but
Grayson.
his whole origin story was essentially Tim Drake. He figured out who Batman
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
But you could have said you could have done either one.
But in any of the comics, his name is not Robin, so that's just stupid.
That was just a
nod to people who don't know.
yeah, but like even then, it's like it's just like it just makes you feel weird as a fan. It's like ugh.
Just because I don't like people named
Ugh.
Robin.
Like,
What was that one Robin? She's she's okay person.
Oh, I meant dude's named Robin.
Oh, okay. There's that one nice person named Robin. So do we want to talk about how to do a proper Green Lantern recap or what our thoughts were? Because I don't remember what they were anyway.
So-
I guess we're now at the end of after all the news.
Okay, all right, we'll do that.
week.
We'll save that to the end. Because I didn't watch Kick-Ass 2, which I would have talked about.
I watched
at the
Kick-Ass
end.
1 the other day on Netflix.
Did you? And how'd you like
Why
it?
would you do that in
Leading in.
preparation for?
I do. Like, I want to go see the second one. I just haven't had a chance yet.
What did you think of the first
Didn't
one?
do so
First
well.
one's awesome. I really enjoyed the movie.
I like Mark Strong in every movie.
I really
he's in.
enjoyed the movie.
Mark Strong's awesome in it, and I don't know.
He's just a bad guy. Who cares?
Yeah, but like
He's awesome in
also
every
in
role.
every movie.
Yeah.
In-
Have you seen that new show he's in, by the way? It came on after Breaking Bad.
he's in.
No, I didn't watch
Mark
Breaking
Strong's
Bad
in a
on
show.
AMC, though.
Yeah.
I watched it.
It's on AMC?
And the black dude from Jericho. They're like
yeah.
they're like cops together, like detectives.
That's a buddy
You know-
cop film I'd watch.
It's called like Low Black Sun or something. Like that.
That sounds super racist. Super black
It's
sun.
not Black Sun. It's like
Man,
it's like
IMDb. I'm looking.
it's
this
really
up.
it's cool. It's like really dark,
Right.
different.
But-
A lot of people from The Wire in the show actually.
Nice.
I'm gonna find the name of this right now.
Did you watch All the Wire? Last time I
Yes.
talked.
No, I haven't seen season 4 or season 5.
So then don't say yes.
Well, I know enough. I've seen a lot. I've seen more than half.
I guess.
Low winter sun.
Low Winter Sun.
Not black winter sun. You,
Low
No,
black
I said
person.
low black. I said Low Black Sun.
why you just associate the
That's
word
a
low
hard.
and black?
That's a hard name to remember for sure.
Sure.
That's like the name of a book or something.
like the name of a book, and I don't read those.
Well,
Why is that a
like
bad
naming
thing?
a TV show No Country for Old Men. It's like you can't remember that.
Why? It's just fucking worse. It's the same as every other.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
remember it.
It's different.
You need like a
That's
single. You need like a
different-
single. A lot of TV people like to name their TV shows like
single
instantly
word.
describe
Yeah.
like what the show's about.
Yeah.
Like Law and Order. You know exactly what that show's about. It's
So obviously.
well, and that's like the absolute definition of how to do that. Arrow. No, I don't, that one not so much, but
Yeah, but they're mostly one word, I guess, right?
yeah, CSI. There's okay. So anyway, we'll get into the news. We'll start the news here.
Yeah, do the.
Everyone's doing well though. Other than that, everyone.
All right.
Yeah.
Be better. Could use a drink right now, but
like a
little
like a
parched.
boozy drink or
just liquid.
All
in
the,
general.
yeah.
like there's water. We have water. No.
Tap water.
Yeah. Oh, you don't.
You get that
Yeah,
filter.
like glasses and ice as well.
Brita.
Or?
I don't have any Brita filters either. I have glasses, ice as well.
Glasses.
Yeah.
It's too bad.
Okay, well, let's just start with the movie news then. Okay, so Kick-Ass 2, speaking of, didn't do very well. Premiered in 5th place.
Fifth, that was fourth.
Fifth
no?
place. No, because I also thought that, and I was looking it up on Box Office Mojo.
Oh, that's probably. I think I saw it on IGN, so yeah, they're probably wrong or something.
Well, after like I think they did it on Sunday night, and then come today.
Right.
It made only about 13.6 million, and then Elysium ended up making even more than that, which has been out for
A week
second
or two.
week, right?
Yeah, I think it's that second week, but it didn't premiere very well either.
Where's the Wolverine at? It's pretty low.
10th, 4.4 million.
That sucks.
Well, I mean, it's 3 weeks.
So what's
right?
that like? Percy Jackson's. in
Percy
there?
Jackson's at 6th, at 8.4, but that also didn't. It's not
I don't
doing
even
well.
like see any advertising for that movie at all.
Percy Jackson.
Yeah, like none. I don't even know what's coming out.
Also, don't watch the Family Channel. So
I
that's
don't really care about those. Well, Kick-Ass, there's lots of commercials.
Yeah.
I watch TV like rarely, and like, every time I watch like Big Brother.
It's
or
on sports
something.
and a lot too.
Yeah, sports
You
too.
ever watch Big Brother?
Sometimes.
Come
Oh.
on, man.
Come on.
Yeah,
Do better,
come on.
Do better than that.
HOH.
Nope, I'm not getting no. So it probably won't like. Okay, so this reminds me of who is rumored to play Deadpool in the his own
Ryan
Deadpool.
Reynolds?
Ryan Reynolds is doing continue. I get okay. So he remember
Well,
saying,
it's not official.
well, no, but he wanted
wanted
to
to
do
be-
a,
had to be
a
R-rated.
rated R comic book.
Yeah, it's pretty much his
Deadpool.
last chance as a
Yeah, and they
as a
said that
comic book character.
and they said that if Kick-Ass 2 did really well, which is an R-rated comic book movie,
Right.
the chances of selling that script to a studio would be much better.
Yeah.
So premiering in 5th is pretty much the death
And the
knell.
director wants to make a third. He has a conclusion to the story, so who knows if it's gonna happen.
It depends on. I guess a lot like overseas stuff has been doing really well.
DVD sales too. And stuff.
Yeah, like for instance, like which is a story later on in the thing is that Pacific Rim, which did not that well. Pacific Rim job is
It's huge overseas. Yes.
It did huge.
It's basically a Godzilla movie.
It's number 1 in China for the 3rd week in a row.
Well, Godzilla.
It's made over $1 million.
It's Japan.
Over $100 million.
But Kick-Ass 1
$385 million
Kick-Ass
together.
1 didn't make that much money. I remember saying, "Oh, we're probably not gonna get a sequel to it."
Yeah, they said the same
and then,
thing. Yeah,
and then they actually got it greenlit. So
and people just love comic book movies right now. If you can sell a comic book movie. I mean, the fact that it was written, they made it get rated R was still pretty cool. That Jim Carrey's in it is pretty cool, and he's like playing a different role. I want him to go back and do more funny stuff though, kind of.
that's the movie though he denounced after the
Yeah,
shooting.
he didn't like the
Guns
violence
or
in it. But it's weird to do that role. You know what's in the movie. And
You have
you're-
to know what you're doing.
and then come out and say like I don't agree with it. Like I don't.
Well, his
I don't
wardrobe
like
is like a army person. isn't
Yeah,
it?
I know. He
So-
hits people with a bat. Like
I
it's
don't know.
with a dog. Like, I don't know. Like, there's a dog and there's a bat. I don't know. Not both animals. One's a baseball bat.
Yeah.
I'm the only one that makes that mistake. So yeah, okay, Pacific Rim. So why do you hate Pacific Rim so much?
Fuck Pacific Rim.
Man, did you even see it?
I haven't
Adam
seen it.
calls
You can't say fuck Pacific Rim if
Because
you haven't
fuck
seen
it.
it.
That's why I
Adam
haven't
calls
seen
it Pacific Rim drop.
Yeah, it's
Stupid.
not original but
You
hilarious.
can't tell me that's a good movie. You can't.
It's fun to. I can tell you that it's fun to watch.
But
Why can't
you like Sons of Anarchy though, don't you?
Yeah, so what? Charlie
They
Hunnam's in it.
kicked
But I don't
And
like
he's-
Sons. I don't like Sons of Anarchy because
he's
of him.
rumored to be in the Justice League movie
Okay,
As what?
good. Let him
as
Flash or
as
something.
the Flash.
Well,
I think he'd be good. Steve Trevor.
so I didn't get you. We didn't get your take on this last week. So the Flash is going to be in Arrow. He's
We
going
were
to
talking
introduce.
about that. I was with you when we
Oh,
first talked
really?
about that. Yeah.
Was that 3 weeks ago?
Yeah,
Then?
it's 2 weeks ago.
Fuck, never mind then. But like, okay, so that movie or that stuff will be happening around the same time as Batman and Superman.
Yeah.
So are they going to have a concurrent Arrow and Flash happening at the same time as a Justice League movie with a different Flash and different Green Arrow? If Green Arrow is even a Flash movie. People are saying that maybe they could do it like
yeah, but they want
the Arrow from
the original rumors. They want to focus on like 4 Justice League members, right?
No, but if the Flash is going to be in it, how do you have a Flash on television that's different from Flash on television or in movies?
I don't even know. Like, I can't even picture a Flash in the Arrow show right now. Like, I don't even know. Like, I don't know.
How much of Arrow have you seen?
I thought Flash was getting his own show.
Lots, but
so they're gonna okay. So he's gonna get like a 2-part episode,
and then spin off.
One of them is gonna work as a backdoor pilot for its own spin-off. Okay. Which I mean,
you actually already had a Flash TV show. Did you know that?
Yeah, I was like, wait, it's really bad.
I watched like the first half. Did you watch it?
It's
really
written
pretty well.
Yeah. It's pretty funny though.
Yeah, it's funny, but it's I don't know. It gets
at the same time, like,
it gets the basics
like,
down. Of
at the same time as like the Mark
if they don't do that, Charlie Hunnam.
So it came out after like Batman Returns or something like that. So it has like that same like this guy who did the music for the old Batman movies.
That's right. I remember hearing.
So it's a very like dark Gotham-y type feel.
Who's the guy who does the music for the Batman movies? It's like that iconic.
You should probably know.
Yeah.
For the most recent
old
ones?
No, the old ones.
I don't know.
It's that iconic like music that like it was inspired like the animated series one. Yeah. Anyway, we just can't remember names of composers. I'm sorry.
You also can't remember the word composer.
Also, both. It's a tough word to remember. Speaking of Batman, so Nathan Fillion, for whatever reason, was asked about playing Batman.
For whatever reason.
Well, because people love Nathan Fillion, so nerds love him anyway. So he said, quote, if you wanted to see a particular person as Batman, well, he said, okay, let's start over. He said he wouldn't make a good Batman, would make a good Bruce Wayne. But what it was interesting to me was that he said, quote, if you want to see a particular person as Batman, I think one of the worst things you could do is to shove it down someone's throat. As if the new director of the Batman or producers of the Batman, probably the worst thing you could do if there's someone you want to be Batman is sort of rally. So they're saying it's like, if you're a creative person, do you really want people telling you who you should like cast? It's like, just be quiet and let it happen. If he's good, he'll get the job. You know what I mean? I don't know. But he's in that world, so he'd have a better idea of how that stuff works. But I just thought that was a different take that you don't often hear, because a lot of people will say, "Well, yeah, fans have the love these characters and they have the right to voice their opinion and blah blah blah."
Well, I'm sure they pay attention to that to a certain extent.
Yeah, they do, but I don't know how much they really care. So Mark Miller, who's obviously a comic book writer, is also the creative consultant at Fox for their comic book movies.
Do you direct your guess?
Mark Miller?
Yeah.
Possibly.
Pretty sure he did.
Well, Daniel, you check that. But anyway, so he was talking to some outlet and was saying that the Fantastic Four and X-Men movies take place in the same universe, and they could cross over, but they
Mark Miller wrote Kick-Ass, sorry.
Yeah, okay. That's different.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, so they exist in the same universe, X-Men and Fantastic Four, the new Fantastic Four reboot.
Yeah.
Would exist in the same universe, but they wouldn't necessarily cross over, but they could.
Who cares?
I don't know. Are you sick of comic book crossover movies?
No. Just like Fantastic Four. Who cares?
I agree. Like
seriously,
if you're gonna do a crossover,
I think they're cool, but like we already had 3 movies, didn't we? Or was it 2?
Two. But like you're gonna do a crossover, like do you really care if Fantastic Four meets the X-Men?
Yeah, X-Men are huge on their own. Like they don't need anyone else.
X-Men can last on its own.
Fantastic
Four needs to crossover with Avengers and stuff.
That would fit better with that stuff.
But that's hard to
because X-Men's like its own universe. Like they don't even care about what's going on.
Yeah, like it could be its own. Yeah, for sure.
Especially with the new like Battle for the Atom or whatever, War of the Atom, which is coming up in the comics soon. With like, I don't know, the Marvel stuff with the X-Men and mutants is like the most interesting stuff going on in Marvel right now. Let's see, Expendables 3. So it started filming, and so they released an official plot. They released an official plot synopsis.
So crappy.
Okay, so listen. If you're gonna say that, listen to this first.
Yeah.
In the Expendables 3, Barney Stallone and Christmas Statham and the rest of the team comes to face with Conrad Stonebanks, who's Mel Gibson.
Awesome.
Who years ago co-founded the Expendables with Barney. Stonebanks subsequently became a ruthless arms trader and someone who Barry was forced to kill. Or Barney, excuse me. Or so he thought. Stonebanks, who eluded death once before, now is making it his mission to end the Expendables, but Barney has other plans. Barney decided that he has to fight old blood with new blood and brings in new era Expendables team members, recruiting individuals who are younger, faster, and more tech savvy.
Okay, so who's the bad guy?
Mel Gibson.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah, but who's like the physical bad guy? Like Mel Gibson's not gonna fight.
I don't know. I'll tell you the whole cast in a second.
Either way, they're just written like that because it's supposed to be like an 80s.
Yeah,
action.
I know. So the latest mission becomes a clash of classic old school style versus high tech expertise in the Expendables' most personal battle yet.
Sick.
So the cast: Sylvester Stallone, Jason Statham, Jet Li, Dolph Lundgren, Randy Couture, Terry Crews, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Wesley Snipes, Antonio Banderas, Mel Gibson, Harrison Ford, Colleen Lutz, MMA star Ronda Rousey, welterweight boxing champion Victor Ortiz, and Glenn Powell. So a lot of non-actors in there.
A lot of fucking testosterone in
Yeah,
there.
but the coolest things are that Mel Gibson and Harrison Ford are in there. We talked about this with Dan last week. Is that
Antonio Banderas.
Well, Antonio Banderas is just pretty bad. Well, you should just be Zorro. You just should be like
He'll be
starring Zorro.
He's gonna have a sword probably. That's the obvious thing.
One of those pointy swords.
Wesley Snipes wasn't in the other ones either.
He just got out of jail.
Yeah. Good for him.
For getting out of jail?
Yeah.
But good for you for repaying your debt to society. Scott Frank, who helped write The Wolverine. This I'll just do quick. Who helped write The Wolverine and Minority Report is helping to rewrite Assassin's Creed, the movie. I know how much you love Assassin's Creed, Dan.
Fucking hate Fucking hate
Does I put that one just
You
for
hate
you?
a lot of things these days.
Yeah, man.
You like the new meme?
Very-
But you said you're a new
Opinionated.
person. You said you're a new
No, Assassin's Creed is garbage. The story especially is garbage. The game looks beautiful.
How is
the
it
The
gameplay
story
garbage?
is the best part.
No,
The
Yeah,
gameplay
no,
is
the
the
best
best
part is
that's
the
the best
graphics.
part.
The best part is the graphics. The
No,
story
no,
is
no, no,
the story
it's the
would be
story.
better without all that future crap in it.
Yeah, that's true, but like
The idea
It's
of
about
like
the story.
assassins versus
So yeah,
the...
and that, you know what? That's not an original idea, but whatever.
Or the- was it the
I'll forgive
Templars?
that. And you know how excited I was to play that game because I like that
Yeah, you are
setup,
a big,
and that would have been sweet to play as an
you are a big
assassin.
Dan Brown fan.
And
hey?
yeah, sure. I don't know, the whole future and the animus and all that shit. Like I don't care about any of that. I wish they were.
said there's a
I wish they were
conclusion.
cutscenes.
That's
that I
what
could
makes
just
that's
skip.
what makes it interest. That makes it different from all that.
It makes it
Dan Brown
different.
stuff.
I
but
wouldn't
it's
say it
been
makes it
drawn out,
interesting.
Like there's how many games already? There's like 10.
No, that's
There's
not
four
drawn.
main. There's three main entries
main
with
and,
like
and then
two in
two,
between.
yeah.
them.
A bunch
Yeah.
of whatever.
But they said
Like-
that there's gonna be a conclusion soon.
So
or
the next
like
one's
there
gonna have
is-
pirates in it.
There was
Pirates.
in the lot.
No, this is only pirates. Assassin's
It's
Creed 4.
focusing
Oh,
on
great,
only
cool.
pirates.
Why don't a million people buy another copy
Black
of the same
Flag?
bullshit
Well,
game?
yeah, it'll sell. And the people will go see the movie.
I know they will.
Yeah, then
People
Michael
are gonna
Fassbender's
go
the
see
main
the Need for
character.
Speed movie too. Like,
Yo, Michael Fassbender's the main character.
okay, good. I like myself.
Okay, well that.
Then
All
I
right,
might-
okay,
then-
I'll go watch.
I'm
it.
sure
I'm
you know,
all
what,
in.
and like I'm sure the movie would be much better than the games in my mind because like it'll be cool to watch. I don't know.
Yeah, because the movie's all about story, right? Not the gameplay.
The gameplay really did piss me off, but the story.
That's what most people hate, I think.
Well, and they've been hating it since like the first game, and
they haven't changed anything because it moves copies.
Okay, so this will be Daniel. Okay, here's something that'll cheer you up. All right, so you can get off your hate train for a second. Is
I like it.
Okay, so the director of
So much
Jurassic
hate.
Park 4. Remember we saw that it was like put on hold or whatever.
Mhm.
So Colin Trevorrow, I don't know where he's done before. Anyway, so he was talking to fans on the phone about stop engaging your abs on your bouncy ball. Okay, so he was talking to fans on the phone or whatever about Jurassic Park 4 and was saying, okay, so here's a couple of
Talking
quotes.
to fans on the phone.
You, like over a phone like interview or something.
Okay.
Like phoning
Wait,
fans
hey man,
on-
you watch Jurassic Park? Yeah. What should I do?
No, not like that. Anyway, so it's a quote. It's important to make a movie for the fans, but I also have to remember that there's a lot of people who couldn't care less and need for me to make a solid case for why the hell there's a Jurassic.
I'm in that side.
You have to make a solid case for why the hell there's a Jurassic Park 4 in the first
dinosaurs.
place.
Who cares?
No.
So and then Daniel's on this
This one will
side.
be
The
better.
third movie sucked.
Yeah, but this one will be better. They're gonna fix
So
it.
you're on that side, and then Dan's on this side. Is the question that we've been asking ourselves is why is this movie? How can we move the story forward without losing what people love about it in the first place? So Daniel's on that side. He loves Jurassic Park. He doesn't want to do something stupid like half human raptors.
Yeah.
which is apparently half the idea of originally like that they were
Yeah,
gonna do
but
for
that's
it.
not
They're not
happening.
gonna have that. Okay, anyway. And then this is not a paycheck gig for me. It's not that the movie that I'm making so that I can make movies. What did I just say? This is not a paycheck gig for me. It's not that the movie that I'm making so that I can make the movie that I really want to make. I get it. Okay, I actually
can you
want
please just skip this.
I actually want to make a kick-ass Jurassic Park movie. I'm excited for a kick-ass Jurassic Park
Yes, absolutely. But like,
movie. Is the new bar, Daniel?
yeah, go back to the original island. That'd be awesome.
Have they not gone back since the first movie?
No, the last two is
I could have sworn the second one was on the
no
same.
man.
They blew it up already.
If it was real life,
in the books it was they napalmed it in the books at the end, but they didn't address that in the movies, so they could go back.
And also what are the flying ones called, Daniel? Not flying dinosaurs, flying reptiles. I know.
Pteranodons.
Pteranodons. They would fly off with the helicopter at the end. Remember? They look out the window.
That's the third one, isn't it?
No, maybe.
Yeah,
I thought
that's
that was
the third. In the first one, it's like pelicans that they see.
Oh,
that's
but why do you need a fourth Jurassic Park movie? What do you like? This is dinosaurs.
What's so cool about dinosaurs?
You want to see Assassin's Creed?
What's the story gonna be with dinosaurs? Like, what are they gonna do? Like, okay, they're hunting the humans. He was gonna escape them. Who cares?
There's gotta be a reason. There's gotta be a reason to go back to the island. Yeah. Why would anyone go back?
Why? Okay, what's the reason? What are you looking forward to?
Here's the thing. That's easy to write because in real life, if there was an island with dinosaurs on it, people would be going there. That's not a hard pill to swallow. That's an easy sell.
I don't know. Yes,
but no, you don't think people would leave it alone?
I'm thinking that every time someone came back, they were literally half eaten.
But I'm just saying, I
guarantee you, no matter what, if there was an island like that in real life, people would go there.
You know what's
going
to happen?
How many people died?
We've had 3 movies. Some people are gonna die. They're gonna get eaten by dinosaurs.
Of course they'll be eaten.
They're gonna figure out a way how to defeat them or escape. Like
apparently they have a new one that's very excited about that they don't want to talk about yet.
A new dinosaur?
Yeah.
Whatever.
It better be a real dinosaur.
Either way,
will be. I don't know.
I'm more excited for like a new Avatar movie with different, newer creatures.
I'm more excited about a new IP, something interesting. Like
okay, well,
I guess Assassin's Creed isn't that. I know Assassin's Creed isn't. It's a new film IP though.
Well, Christopher Nolan, his new movie Interstellar. It's like a space sci-fi. It's crazy. It's gonna be huge.
Yeah, well, Christopher Nolan. Okay, so his movie was what's his film studio? It's the Legendary Pictures.
Yeah, well, it's not his, but like.
Well, I think he works.
Legendary just like they gave up the rights to Batman to have Interstellar because they think Interstellar's gonna be huge. So it's gonna be another Inception.
Is it gonna be as big as Batman? I don't know about that.
No,
but Inception was so awesome. It was like a video game and a movie.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Anything else? Oh, Michael Bay's Ninja Turtles has been moved back so that it isn't too close to Michael Bay's other movie.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Transformers 4.
Transformers 4 is filming right now.
Yeah.
So and so is Ninja Turtles.
He's very busy. I don't know.
No, I know
he's supposed to come out like the same year.
Great at like just getting shit done. Like he's like nonstop working, but like I just realized they're both filming right now. Like I've seen.
Well, they have, but.
Transformers 4, they could be doing other things where he doesn't need to be there.
Yeah, well, and same thing with Ninja Turtles, which is a lot of just CGI. With like the turtles are all CGI.
But they had dudes in those gray costumes that they capture.
They're doing.
So I assume he'd want to be there to just to have a say.
They did cast a lot of the turtles' voices already. I don't remember who they cast as a lot of the turtles.
Megan Fox is April. So
yeah, well,
for real.
Yeah,
you know
we talked about this before. Yeah,
Michael Bay cast her as April.
Even though they had that big falling out. Remember they had that big thing where
she was like the worst. Recasted her.
What?
Recast her in Transformers 3. Like they casted a new girl.
Yeah, because that's why. Because
then he even has the same I found something better.
Have I seen Transformers 3?
I don't know.
I actually watched it the other day. Actually, so
is it really funny? Is it funny as the first time you watched
it?
Really
funny. Man, the last action sequence is crazy.
I know. I really liked it. You guys all don't.
I want the snake thing.
Yeah, that sound wave.
I saw it once.
No, watch it again. It's good.
Yeah. I really liked it.
Picture of Ironhide I saw in this.
Yeah, you send me a picture of like a giant GMC truck. He's just Ironhide underneath it.
It was like no, it was actually.
You guys are more excited about another Transformers movie than another Jurassic Park movie.
Absolutely.
Are
you kidding me?
I don't know. I don't know. I would be more sold on Transformers 4 if Shia LaBeouf was in it.
No, man. The new Transformers movie is going to be crazy.
Man, I saw a clip from the first.
It's going to be the same as every other Transformers.
No, man. He's going back to the roots of the.
That's exactly what every movie was like. Going back to the roots.
No. Transformers
fucking car turns into a robot and gets beat up a lot. It's all CGI.
No, but they'll look and they're going to look more like the cartoon characters now. Like they're more colorful,
I don't have
cartoony
a huge
now.
problem with the Transformers movies.
I don't either. I like
it. Really bad. Really bad.
I don't mind it.
I remember watching. Okay, I saw a clip from the first one again. Like that Bernie Mac scene is like one of the
Bernie
funniest
Mac
things.
is hilarious.
One of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, but that scene, I love him in that scene.
Like he changes the pitch of his voice
he's
when
like
he's yelling.
He's like, oh, we got 4. It's like, well, he's like, the cars pick the drivers. Well, sometimes the car picks the driver with cheap ass spots. Like, come on, get out.
That's so funny. Oh God.
And then all the windows blow up.
And then he bangs the doors like, hey Billy, go grab the hammer, go bang it out.
The whole scene, yeah. Really good.
God rest his soul.
Yeah.
He had his own show for a while.
Oh yeah,
the Bernie Mac show.
Man, did you see who died recently?
No.
The running back in Friday Night Lights, like the backup running back.
What?
Not the black guy.
He's black.
He's black, but
and he was in that like Jet show.
I know who you're talking about. I don't know his name.
And he played Cyborg in Smallville for a bit.
Cyborg was in Smallville?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't watch. There's 10 seasons of Smallville. I'm not gonna ever watch 10 seasons of Smallville. So Thor is getting reshoots with more Loki, and they're being remastered into IMAX 3D. So it's gonna be in 3D, which apparently wasn't before. I'm surprised that they just didn't shoot it in 3D.
Reshoots, weird.
With more
It's
Loki.
a little late for that. Yeah.
What's coming out so soon?
That could be like a new scene though. Like
yeah, they're saying it's extra scenes.
Yeah. So then it's something to look forward, like in another movie maybe.
Yeah, everyone loves Loki. He's like probably
the best casting.
Yeah, like
they did.
When he does that, like in Avengers, when he does that, like his face is just so creepy when he first appears on Earth.
That was exactly like a comic panel.
Yeah, it's like, oh god,
the big smile on the
yeah. I would every time I watch that movie. Okay, you know how he appears like on like a pedestal in that room or whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
Kind of.
Okay, so there's he's on a platform.
Yeah.
I swear to God, that platform just fucking appears there when he appears there.
Well,
I'm looking around.
Just fucking appears
no,
there,
but I know,
so
but I'm looking around and
what?
where they're shooting the thing, and before it happens, like, was there a platform with like this trail towards it for this whole time, or is it just, I don't know. I don't know why that bothers me. It doesn't make any sense.
Moving on.
It shouldn't bother you.
Okay, so Lex Luthor, there was casting rumors last week. Whatever, it was Bryan Cranston and
Mark Strong.
Mark Strong. So, what do you think of those two, Jeremy?
Were those even rumors? I think those were just people who like.
No. Those were rumored. People were saying that they were on a short list for people to play Lex Luthor.
Oh yeah.
It was like a Latino review.
Brian Cranston can play any role.
I think he could, but I don't want like a super old Lex Luthor again. Like, I'd rather have a younger one.
Well, so he said, quote, to like asked about it. Bryan Cranston said, "I like Lex Luthor. I think he's misunderstood. He's a lovable, sweet man."
Yeah, no, he definitely. I think he'd do a good job. Mark Strong would be amazing.
But he's busy doing Sinestro.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I wish.
Just a single tear. They should have just done that story to start the whole thing. Really, we'll save that for later. But really. Okay, Vin Diesel, last little film thing. Vin Diesel's signed on to another sci-fi movie called Soldiers of the Sun. Not to be confused with Tears of the Sun.
It's a sequel.
Tears of the Sun in space.
Man, I gotta watch that movie again.
That's a fucking good movie.
It's such a generic,
such an underrated movie, man.
No, it's awesome.
It's just a generic soldier.
There's so many badasses in that movie.
Yeah, just badasses.
Cole Hauser.
Yeah, but there's also a good, heartwarming story underneath of it.
Yeah,
too.
It wasn't like an 80s action movie.
It's kind of like
it's a mix between Expendables and Blood Diamond. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's perfect actually. Like a crazy good team like Predator, like all those badasses, and then they decide to disobey their orders and save the people.
I love the little throat things they have, communicators.
And now Bruce Willis sucks.
Cole Hauser, Johnny Master.
Everyone hates him now. He apparently is just a dick. Bruce Willis.
I don't care. He makes good movies. I don't
Sometimes.
care what he's like
I
in real
listened to
life.
Kevin Smith a long time ago. He actually told
people,
why he actually started hating him.
Well, he had to work. He worked with him in that movie.
Yeah,
he always wanted to work with him.
He didn't. I think he wrote it in his book, but he gave one excerpt and said that he was talking to him one time and a fan said something out the window yippee He's and then Bruce Willis turned to him and said, "I hate the ones who scream Die Hard the most." Seriously to him.
Wow.
Well, I think it made Kevin Smith cry almost. How could you do that to your fans?
Yeah. Well, I remember he always says, "Don't meet your heroes because of Kevin Smith says, "Don't meet your heroes; they'll let you down."
A lot of people say it's always a letdown.
Because
Arnold Schwarzenegger, people say the same thing.
Well, I mean,
everyone's a human being. No one's perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know, but
and I'm sure it gets really annoying. People yelling "Yippee-ki-yay!"
Oh yeah, I would assume
all day, everywhere you go.
Well,
you can't.
Put a wig on. No one will recognize you.
There's no way to imagine how that is. People.
No, I get it. You don't have privacy, but you trade that privacy for the billions of dollars you have.
I don't think that was a conscious decision when that happened, though.
I guess not.
He's showing his his bad side now, in interviews. Have you seen him on YouTube and stuff?
He doesn't give a shit.
He's he really doesn't give a shit anymore. He plays around.
He literally
with people.
does things for just.
He said he was bored one time during one interview. He's like, oh, we'll make this better if it's over right now. Is what he said. One time.
Holy fuck.
Jesus.
Like he does not care anymore.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's a shame. I hope they don't make another Die Hard movie. I want that.
Well, the last one didn't do so well, so.
He was.
And Amos said he watched like half of it and then just turned it off. It was so bad.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think
He
I've
said
ever
that
turned
about
off a
Mission.
movie before.
He said that about Mission Impossible 3 too.
That movie's
As
not
soon as
terrible.
that place blew up or whatever, in a Kremlin or something.
The entire guy's like, nope. How can you turn that off? That's the most riveting scene when you have Tom Cruise sprinting right at you.
Not believable.
Well, of course it's not believable. I wonder how they get picked up.
Die Hard's never really been about believability.
Is that was Mission Impossible 4 though? I think you're thinking of.
Ghost Protocol?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then 5 is coming up soon. So are they going to deal with the broken Kremlin? Maybe that's what they deal with in the next one.
I
No,
don't think
who
I'm
cares
pretty
about
sure I might have turned that off too, actually.
Yeah, you probably.
I'm pretty sure I watched part of it and then just got bored and changed the channel. Or
I liked it because he had to go like undercover again. Like everyone was after him.
I was also never a huge Mission Impossible fan.
Oh,
The first one is so
that's your
good.
first mistake.
Julian
The
loved
first
them.
one is so
Man,
good.
the first one's amazing.
I know it's a good movie. I've seen it and I liked it. But
The twist
It's
in
like
that
the
movie,
first
like,
never
yeah,
like- I
no,
was
the
never,
first
like,
one
an
is like
avid fan.
almost like a better than any of the James Bond movies. Actually, the first one.
Oh.
I would say so. It's way more like gritty and like.
Well, I get it, but
violent.
it's a different. It's a whole different.
No, it's different, but like it's the same kind of like undercover missions.
Yeah.
Yeah, like conspiracies. Like
I can't take anything you're saying seriously when Daniel's popping up and down on a ball right next to you. Can you just sit on a chair or sit cross-legged on the floor like you always do?
I'm on this exercise ball.
And that movie, Mission Impossible, was a book first.
Multitasking.
I think.
Mission,
Yeah.
it was.
Well, so was James Bond, but
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Casino Royale was one of his first books that the writer of James Bond, or the creator, Ian Fleming.
Ian Fleming.
Yeah, I said it first.
I was in the middle.
No,
of
you didn't know.
Whatever. Anyway, Casino Royale is still one of probably the best James Bond movies.
Yeah.
One of the best.
Yeah.
Now moving on. So this is into like it's pretty much this is one TV thing, but it's more just moves right into games anyway. So Viacom, which owns MTV, Nickelodeon, Comedy Central, Spike TV, is in talks with Sony for some sort of like internet TV deal to have like that stuff on demand on your PS4. Is that cool? Do you think that's interesting?
Comedy Central's already on demand.
Sure, whatever. More
Is it?
features,
Yeah.
the better, right?
Go to
Well, I guess you can go online.
Oh, Comedy Network, the Canadian version.
Yeah, it's
I
not
don't
the same
know.
thing in the States.
I'm sure it is. Yeah. It's easy
But
enough.
I mean, if you get all that program, I guess you'd obviously have to pay for it, which you don't have to do if you're going to it online
Yeah.
at Comedy Central. But like, we already know like all this extra stuff that Xbox One's doing, like with their internet-based stuff, with ESPN and all like. tying
More
in.
options, the better.
I mean,
so.
yeah, it's the wave of the future. That's going to happen.
No, I had a whole big rant about this. Was it what was 2 podcasts ago? One podcast, a couple
don't
podcasts
fucking
ago,
know
when I was
what
talking about like I don't watch TV. I don't want to pay for
That was last
TV.
Yeah, you want everything now? Yes, that's
Yeah.
a lot of people are like.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
So
fair
yeah.
enough. Anyway,
Wait. Speaking of like, you can see the whole Colbert thing with Viacom.
no, what happened with that?
Okay, so he was supposed to have Daft Punk on his show to do his song of the summer that he does every year, and they canceled him because I look up the story because I don't remember exactly, and
Yeah, but, like,
don't quote me.
I'm not.
But like
yeah.
the president of MTV wouldn't let it happen because Daft Punk is apparently doing a secret like surprise show at the MTV like the Video Awards or whatever,
Yeah.
the Teen Choice Awards, one of those
those
things.
stupid ones.
So he wasn't allowed to be, or Daft Punk wasn't allowed to be on the same network, even though it's months prior to that. As a whole big thing, and then like Colbert devoted an entire half-hour show to just bashing Daft Punk and MTV. It's an awesome show. I haven't seen it.
That's funny.
You should look that up. Just a side note.
Have you guys been watching Breaking Bad? The new
Yeah,
stuff?
I watched the first episode.
I've seen the first episode. I started watching the second one today. My computer screwed up. But
Well, you guys can feel free to talk about it because I have nothing to contribute. I haven't watched. I haven't been caught. I'm not caught up yet. But you would.
have you actually watched any
I
of it?
watched the first season. Yeah.
How do you just stop like that?
It's only 6 episodes, isn't it?
The first season?
Yeah.
No, I think it's
No.
12.
No, it's 6.
Okay, whatever. I
Walking
watched the
Dead is
first
6.
season plus a couple episodes in the second season. Moving on, game stuff. The Xbox One will have the ability to regulate power to prevent overheating. So, the Xbox.
They also have a
360
brick in there again in the cord.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense that you don't have as much heat.
The
heat
PS4
stuff.
doesn't though.
Yeah, good.
Just the cord.
Anyway, so that everyone knows about the Red Ring of Death or whatever with the Xbox 360.
Yeah.
People have to send their Xboxes back like 4 or 5 times sometimes.
Yeah, but we've had Yellow Light of Death too for the.
I've
PS.
never had it, but yes, but it's
On
not.
that,
It's also
you
not as.
can't- I don't think you can get it on that one.
It's also not as common on the PS3.
Yeah, it's very common.
Really?
Yeah, it was like a huge thing. Like,
But it wasn't as widely reported as the Red Ring
No.
of Death. Then.
Well, the Red Ring of Death was like a more pop culture like reference. Like it's funny saying Red Ring of Death, right?
Yeah.
It happened lots, but like
Well, it
That
happened
was
a
what happened
lot.
first.
the PS3 happened. Yeah, it also happened first, but PS3 was huge. Like Adam had his.
Yeah, that's right.
Like,
You had to
know
go,
people.
but it was
had
after he was already out of warranty, so you had to like
Yeah.
try to like.
Yeah, a lot of people got fucked over.
Yeah.
But if you're on the phone with him, like you can, if you don't want to talk, you can pretty much get your way out of him. Just get sending you a new one for free.
Oh, that's good. But anyway, so that huge problem, they fixed. That's good. Fix it with the next one. They with the ability to regulate like power, so it doesn't overheat, which is good.
That's their problem. It's like they should do that.
I mean, I don't know why they
You can't
wouldn't
sell
anyway.
someone a piece of crap and then they have to pay a certain amount
Yeah,
of money to get
I
a new
mean,
one.
if there was another issue like that, obviously they would
Yeah,
do
no.
the same thing.
They've had a whole
before.
generation of it. They know that's the dumbest thing they've ever done.
So if today was tomorrow, we would be able to talk about. Listen, hear me out. If today was tomorrow, we'd be able to talk about the PS4's launch details.
Oh, is it Gamescom tomorrow?
Yeah, it's games. Well, it's this week, but
But
they're releasing.
I saw like a 15-hour
The
countdown.
PS4 is doing Sony's doing their PS4 release stuff tomorrow.
Sweet.
Yeah.
But
Tomorrow.
Xbox already kind of did their stuff, right? Like they
Well,
showed
they haven't said exactly when their dates
but they
are.
showed a lot of like they showed like the box and the contents and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that, right?
So they know, like they already, like we've seen the box for the PS4.
Yeah, we've seen. Yeah.
and we've seen the box for the
Would it be
Xbox.
more of a like a, you know,
I
first?
don't even remember what it really even looks like, to be honest with you. Like,
I do.
Also, it doesn't matter that much.
no, like I just don't
Doesn't
really care
matter.
that much. But like,
I think it looks cool. I like it.
it's about the same size as the PS Slim, right? That's what
It's
they
a
said
little
it was.
smaller.
Yeah.
That's what people can't understand. It's like it's smaller than everything. So
Good.
that's good.
What else we got
We'll have
here?
more information about that next week.
Yeah, we'll have more next week. But like, we can be pretty much safe to say that
games.
it's
Do they announce
it's
games?
September or October.
Do they announce games?
Maybe no,
They
yeah.
have to.
Yeah, well, yeah. So there's certain games they know aren't release games. Like Infamous isn't for sure. It's like coming out a couple months after release. They know that Titanfall for the Xbox One won't also be the release date.
Also, Resident Evil 7 is in development.
Really?
Yeah.
Great.
The creators talked about how they're going back to their roots. So,
So is it gonna be like?
No, it could be
not
like
behind
the
a-
opposite of Resident Evil 6.
yeah,
The opposite of Resident Evil
They said they
6.
tried to pack in too much and please too many audiences, but because of the sales, so there you see people spoke with their wallets.
Yeah.
And they looked on the internet and stuff. They know that people want the old school like horror, so they're coming back
Good.
with that.
I'll-
And he pretty much said Resident Evil 7, right? So they're
Did he
gonna have to
say
bring
that,
they're
or
gonna have to
did
bring
he
like
tease
Claire
the
back. or
continuation of
something.
the story, yeah.
I think they're gonna bring Claire or something back, someone we haven't seen in a while.
Claire.
Yeah, Claire Redfield, Chris's sister.
When was the last time we saw her?
Code Veronica.
That was a while ago.
Yeah.
Was that
That was a
GameCube?
Dreamcast.
Oh,
Was
really?
she not in 6?
No, Claire hasn't been in it in a while.
That would be the only thing you couldn't do that's been around for a while. They've done pretty much
Everyone else has been back. You had Chris and Leon meet, which is huge. So
Huge.
giant news.
It just rocked the
Mind blown.
they've been building up to it, man. So
I thought they met in 4. Who was he fighting with the knife in 4?
What? Who are
Krauser.
you?
That's Krauser.
Krauser.
What are you talking about?
So excuse me.
You know nothing about Resident Evil, man.
You don't know anything about
And then
Living
in the
Lights.
Dark Side Chronicles, they show a mission with Krauser and Leon. Like they have a whole,
Man, you're the Resident Evil
Krauser
expert
and
here.
Leon used to be partners.
yeah, they used to be partners. He died.
But
in
like
the-
you didn't know that playing the game. Leon was new for Resident Evil 4.
Really? No, he was in 2. wasn't he?
Resident Evil 2.
Oh
Yeah.
shit, yeah, that's right.
Resident
That's right.
Evil 2, Leon
he was
and
with
Claire.
Yeah, that's right.
And they talk about Chris, and then later on, other
Ah.
games, him and Chris.
And the
write each
lore
other.
is just so intricate.
There's good lore.
So
Resident Evil
I don't
Five.
understand if there's actual. Okay, so this is what I don't get. Can you explain this to me? Are there actual zombies in the Resident Evil universe, or is it just a
Yes.
virus?
It's a virus, and they become zombies. What do you mean?
But there's
What
like
does that
there's
mean?
like zombies that, like there's no undead. They're just zombies. They're like there's like the virus style. They're like
What?
They're not
What are you
undead.
talking
They're not
about?
dead people that rose from the dead for no reason. They have a virus.
No, they have that. They can come. They in Resident Evil 6, they came out of a grave. Like
Okay. And they also have the parasite version.
Yeah.
For the from
parasites
Resident
came
Evil 4.
later. You have to
Well,
innovate. You
it
gotta
was always
change
a
it up.
virus, though. Even
Yeah,
the first two, it
virus.
was a virus.
Yeah, but people. Okay, I get that.
T-virus or whatever.
I'm okay.
T-virus, G-virus,
I'm with you
C-virus.
guys, but I remember talking to some people, and they're very like determined to believe that there's difference between a virus movie and a zombie movie, and I think
there is a difference between those two things, but they can also meet.
But I feel like if the
So
zombie,
as soon as the virus infects someone and they become
like
they
a
become
zombie-like
no,
creature,
like,
it's a
what's the
zombie.
definition of a zombie, right? It's
It's
something that
undead.
comes back from the dead. So you kill this thing and it has the parasite or the virus and it comes back from the dead. It's a zombie.
It's a zombie.
Okay,
And
what if it's
Resident
still
Evil-
if it's
and Resident Evil when it first came out, they were slow moving.
okay, so
so
what
what
is-
The difference between the Crazies. Have you seen that movie?
No.
That's a virus movie.
Okay.
Right, and it's like a small town gets infected with this virus, and the people they start killing each other, blah blah blah. But once you kill them, they're dead. That's a virus movie. That's not a zombie movie. But there are movies that can be like 28 Days Later. It's both. It's a virus, and they're just fast zombies. They're still a type
I
of
don't know.
zombie.
I think that's too much of like
The distinction, like they're the same
cares?
thing. They're the same fucking thing.
There's no reason to discuss that.
Yeah. Okay. I agree.
No, there is, because a lot of people would argue the opposite of that.
Yeah. I'm not.
But-
on
No,
We're not in that.
Who
camp.
cares?
Yeah.
As soon as you get infected, you're a zombie.
Yeah.
So then, sure. It started. Everything starts out of a virus. It doesn't just start like where you're.
Well, no.
Well, no, that's the thing. Original
like,
zombie
most of
movies,
it,
there
though.
was never. There used to not be an explanation for it.
Yeah.
And, like,
so then they're
Evil
just
Dead or
zombies. So
whatever.
that's lame though. So you
Like,
need to explain things.
Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just come back from the dead. It's just one
Yeah.
day the dead start rising.
Well, but that's the whole point.
But
Like,
virus symptoms. If you get bitten, it's transferred. So it's
Yeah, yeah,
viral,
yeah.
right?
well, zombies have always been kind of like an allegory for like virus outbreak, and
Right.
like, it just was never
I don't
explained
know,
in those earlier movies. But like that's kind of the appeal of those earlier movies, is that you're just thrown
I
into the
just think
situation. You don't
zombies
know
movies were
anything.
really simple, and then they tried to explain it more with viruses. That
Yeah,
how
I
they
agree.
got
Yeah, I
created.
appreciate
That's
that
yeah,
more.
that's the natural evolution of it. But
Right.
So, Battlefield 4, the classes have been
Exactly the same.
they're very
what?
similar.
Medic, support, assault, engineer.
Yes.
So it's
Snipe- or
assault.
recon.
It's assault.
Don't say them in different order. It
No,
doesn't
no,
matter.
they don't put too many in. It was assault,
No, it's-
recon, support, and engineer. It's 4.
No medic. Oh yeah, that's
assault
part of
is
assault,
medic.
Yeah.
So whenever they
Other-
merge it down
and a
to
new
be a
one,
3.
no?
Oh okay.
Okay, guys, but no.
Cool.
no,
Breaking
no,
news, guys.
Listen. I like Battlefield, so you guys are gonna have to listen here. Okay, you played a lot of Battlefield.
I like
too.
Battlefield
We
too.
all like
So
Battlefield.
Spec Ops. Remember, there's a Spec Ops class in Battlefield 2.
Yeah.
So they had kind of returning to that. So the recon class has the ability to like use like a carbine, throw grab some C4 and like play in that style instead of just being a sniper or like having a shotgun or whatever. Which is you have the ability. You either have a sniper rifle or shotgun for some reason in Battlefield 3.
Okay.
So they're putting that recon class back in. Also, they're changing how suppression works in BF4, because in BF3 just made your screen blurry.
Yeah.
Whatever. So now it's making it so the screen doesn't get as blurry, but you have like a sway in your gun, which so it doesn't. Apparently, before it made your gun less accurate, which doesn't make any sense, because your gun doesn't change.
Yeah.
It makes you less accurate. So now it makes you less accurate instead of your gun less accurate, which makes more sense. But that's just a quick little thing. You guys probably don't care.
No, I mean, it's cool that they think
was
about
not worth mentioning.
So GTA. Do you guys watch the GTA 5 multiplayer trailer?
Nah.
I think we talked about this so long ago, didn't we?
No.
We talked about
The other trailer that teased the multiplayer trailer. So the multiplayer, they came out and they said that it's going to have a persistent world that's going to grow after the release of GTA
Wait, what's
5.
GTA Online then? That's completely
That's what
different.
this is.
That's the multiplayer for 5.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's going to grow, possibly include. So it'll start with just the geography and the world of GTA 5, but it can possibly include.
Yeah, but there doesn't
new
have 5 on
versions
the
of it.
tagline. It's just Grand Theft Auto
Online, yeah.
So it just it's gonna live on.
Yeah, and then it could be its own game at some point.
Yeah.
Like they're saying they could release it as its own thing.
That's the beauty of that's what you want in a GTA
Online
world.
game.
When you play the single player campaign, you're fucking.
You
with
just
people.
wish there was other people
They're all
around.
they're all
fucking around too.
robots, right?
Yeah.
So it'd be cool if in this online system where everyone is an actual person.
Well, it's something like I'm assuming at one day we'll get that. So it's right now 16 people in one world at one time.
Yeah.
And
They should like merge with The Sims, so you have regular everyday people just buying stuff at IKEA.
that would
just like drive a car through IKEA, fucking like machine.
really. That's actually really the funniest thing I've ever heard.
Because it reminded me of that Dust 514, how
Oh
it
my
was merged
God.
with
Yeah,
EVE
yeah, see,
Online,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
EVE Online, you
Yeah,
were like
the
the
crazy
people,
people. Yeah.
and then you made these people fight
Fuck,
your wars,
that's
right?
hilarious.
like, what guy
Get
does
out
money is
wallpaper. What is this? You get out fucking paint and like tiles and
a fucking car.
chainsaw.
So just a car. Yeah,
oh,
so
that's
like,
a great idea.
love that.
So that would
Just ruin other people's
fix
games.
that would fix the problem of having too many people just fucking around.
Yeah,
all
but
the
the
time.
thing is that people who want the same experience wouldn't want people fucking with them.
But that's the beauty of it, is that they're not having fun when you are. That's the best part of it.
No, so the thing would be that it would be like a dangerous world. So to risk going out into the you wouldn't want to risk yourself going out to get wallpaper.
Yeah.
It's a very like, you know what I mean.
So you live and you work and
It's like a
try
dangerous
to like build,
world, but you're
to try to build a fortress. Kind of thing. So then,
Protecting
so then
yourself.
it ends up being a post-apocalyptic
Where you have to risk everything to go out and pick out wallpaper for your house.
Oh
Go to
god!
get a new bedroom.
No, we can't delete this podcast. We can't let anyone know about this great idea.
Recorded.
No, it's by.
You forget your $1 million ideas.
Oh, you're right. We should just record everything we say.
Damn.
Is it so? You want to pick up wallpaper, but you're just too goddamn afraid to go outside
To leave your fake house.
You have no way to protect yourself.
Well, then there'd be upgrade in microtransactions for the Sims people to buy weapons. And they could fight back.
GTA versus Sims.
I would play the shit out of it.
Who wouldn't? I think that I would live in that world. I think that's it. I can't think of anything. There's nothing will top that ever.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh, I don't even want to say the rest of the stuff. It's not even important. No. It literally doesn't matter. I feel like it doesn't matter. I feel like it's lost all
How
the
is that
points.
idea important?
It's not, but it's just
I'm
too
gonna get
good.
on the phone
It's
like
just
Babble.
too good. Like, let's get Rockstar on the phone right now. Oh, if only Rockstar and EA were the same company. Oh. Okay, NCAA. Okay, I'm not even gonna bother. We'll just move on.
That story sucks. Who cares?
I think it's cool.
The whole
'cause
Madden.
The Madden thing. Well, it's the NCAA. So EA lost the rights, or NCAA pulled out of their rights to renew with EA for NCAA college football. So,
But they can.
it's not a big
EA
deal.
can still make college football. It just can't
yes,
have Madden on
it just doesn't have NCAA as in the title. And
Oh,
you
yeah,
can't mention
so-
NCAA.
But they
They'll
can
just
have the
call it
teams.
college football.
So they just call it
But-
college football.
Yeah, but they can have all the teams, right?
So except college football is broken up into all these different sections, like the Big Ten and the
So
SEC.
then you buy whatever you want.
And yeah, so the so the SEC, the Pac-12, and the Big Ten have all pulled out their licensing as well. So you can't use those groups anymore either, and you can't use their bowl games.
You can't use the bowl.
So
titles.
they're both
Rose Bowl.
Yeah,
Rose Bowl, Cotton Bowl.
no. So well, I'm not sure which one's which. So I know
There's
the
so
SEC
many.
has its own championship, whatever. The SEC is one. The BCS, like the national championship, like the huge national championship. The last was it 9 of the first 15, and the last 7 BCS championships have been out of the SEC. So without you can't even mention them anymore. This individual schools have the rights to license individually with EA if they want to, but that just makes it's kind of like a big blow.
Yeah.
And it kind of makes me happy because I'm kind of sick of of EA and their single license.
So they don't know what their plan is on making a game. And
They,
getting
yeah,
around
I
this
guess
stuff.
I
Okay.
they haven't.
I
come
thought you
out
were
with
building
anything.
towards they're gonna do this. But
Well, no, but we don't know now.
Okay.
Maybe they won't make one. But I mean, I doubt
Well, I'm
it'd
sure
make
it's
too much
sold
money.
tons.
I want that to happen with the NFL. I mean, I don't understand if the NBA is willing to allow 2 different studios to make an NBA game. Why does the NFL?
Yeah, but I
care?
thought the EA NBA game has been canceled for 3 years. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
it's coming back with the release of the new consoles.
So, okay.
But there'll also be another 2K game, which has been so good that's why EA hasn't even bothered making
The
one.
Madden is so synonymous. It's like
With being just a iterative, and just
yeah, but
boring.
it's just
Same
just
shit.
huge though. It's like legendary.
Yeah, it's like Call of Duty and Madden.
If you have
like the two
football, it's all
things.
you basically need, right?
Yeah, and well, I mean, lots of people love NCAA more
Yeah,
than Madden
yeah.
for
More stuff to do, probably.
gameplay and stuff. Yeah, but I can't care about Madden anymore. It's just too much. So
I mean, I care about it enough, but it's the kind of thing I wouldn't buy the same game every year.
no, it's not fun. Last time I bought it was 2 years ago, and the online still didn't work.
Yeah.
And that's
I'm sure they've.
What's it called now? Madden 25? Like,
20th
anniversary or something?
Madden 13.
no, like the new one coming out.
Yeah, it's called Madden 13 or something like that.
No, it's not. It's called Madden 25.
Oh.
It's the 25th anniversary.
Yeah,
this year.
yeah, okay, I think you might be right. But either way, I want there to be a 2K NFL game, and so make it harder for Madden to just coast.
The license ends at a certain point.
Yeah, but they'll just renew.
When is it though?
I don't know. It's probably like 5 years or something like that. Too long. Okay, so GameStop is restocking 2 games: Xenoblade Chronicles and Metroid Prime Trilogy. I know, Jeremy.
How?
They found a whole bunch. And
Metroid Prime Trilogy? I thought it was
Prime-
Metroid Prime just on the GameCube.
Metroid Prime Trilogy.
Oh, I thought it was like Metroid Prime GameCube. Like, what? Like, how do you
A
get
used copy of these games will go for $90
Jesus.
and $85,
That's the
respectively.
prices?
Yeah, of used.
What's the new?
Well, you can't get them new anymore.
Yeah,
They're so hard to find.
Oh,
That's
so
why they're
there's-
going for that much money.
So where did they find them? They're not
I
selling
don't
them?
know. They don't say. They're just saying that they found a whole bunch and they're
I
going
don't
to
know
put
why
them
I
up for sale right
didn't freaking
away.
buy that trilogy.
Well, I don't know. But I know you've been looking for it forever. So you could
I've
buy
seen
it.
it. I've seen it on Kijiji.
So it's like they're gonna be sold at $90 and $85, and people are like, "That's an outrage! How can you do that?" That said, so GameStop came out and said, "Quote: As always, our pricing for these games is competitive and is based off current market value, driven by supply and demand."
No, that makes that's.
And
that's
apparently,
fair.
like if you go and look for a copy of Xenoblade Chronicles online, it's like you can pay over $100, $200 for it.
Yeah.
Because it's like so hard.
I just don't understand. They found like a warehouse where there's a bunch of used
Yeah,
ones.
like open it up and
Why
there's like
can't they be
copies
new?
and copies of it. I don't understand.
Why
I don't
doesn't
know.
Nintendo just make them again?
Like
Just
reprint it? Like
put
it
it
should
on a
be
disc,
hard.
like-
I don't know. Like, people don't buy.
either way, it's on the Wii, right? Like we want HD versions of this
Yeah.
stuff. They're not HD, right?
And let's be honest, there will be an HD remake of all the Metroid Prime
Yeah.
games.
Well, it's Nintendo. You don't know if they're.
Oh,
gonna
that's a
do.
good point. They kind of hate money. So
Sony does it all the time.
yeah, but that's I don't know. Nintendo's weird.
Just traditional. That's all.
I know.
Like I would buy like every GameCube like game like HD remaster. Like I would buy every single one
for the
for the Wii U or whatever.
I wouldn't.
What?
Well, there wasn't that many good games on
Yes,
there.
there was, man. There were some good gems, man.
Man, you know what I would buy again on there?
You could.
What was it called? Smuggler's
Crossing.
Run War Zones. I used to. Okay, so I don't know if you guys remember playing this at my house. Made by Rockstar. It was an old. It had like live action cutscenes before that was like a big thing. It's not really ever a big thing. It kind of took off for a while, and we used to drive around. There's like a free roam like multiplayer thing. You could just drive around these giant environments and drive like ATVs up mountains.
Is this
Kinda
worth,
remember
is this
this,
worth
yeah.
explaining?
Yeah, well, it's my I don't know, whatever.
I vaguely remember.
And so, it's one of the only games where I took this basic like sandbox thing and just made my own game out of it. So we'd play 4 players, like split screen, and play tag with our like these vehicles. Like there's one like where you had like a giant frozen lake you could drive over, and we would play tag on this giant frozen lake with our cars. And they had like different abilities. Like some could jump and some could like drop
Okay,
like bombs.
well,
Or
how about
whatever.
you just play Twisted Metal because your cars have guns and missiles.
Okay, well, whatever. We didn't do that. We could only rent so many games, and my brother always rented stupid ones. So whenever I had the chance, I rented a good one.
Okay, but we have the Wind Waker being remade.
Yeah, the HD.
Imagine
remake.
if Metroid Prime was remade in that vein. Resident Evil 4 in that vein. All those GameCube titles back in the day. Super Smash Bros. Melee and stuff like that.
I'd
Well, I don't
put
care
Mario
about Smash
Yeah,
Bros.
Melee. Well, we get new ones, whatever.
Yeah.
But like, there's some classic games in the GameCube. Luigi's Mansion 1.
Well, yeah, I
Just saying,
guess.
there's a few. You can't really think of them right now, but if you went back and looked.
No, I know. GameCube had its day, and I love my GameCube, but I don't think we're ever gonna have a day where we have. GameCube was the last time, and this is really sad. The GameCube was the last time that
They were
all 3
hardcore.
systems would get all the sports
All the
games,
sports games,
and they would all be the
they're
same.
all the same power.
And now GameCube was arguably more powerful than some.
Yeah.
Some of them.
People don't even know that, but it was.
Yeah, more powerful than
Because
PS2.
when they made Resident Evil 4 on the PS2, they had to downgrade it.
Hmm. And people don't know because they just so many games. PS2 is so popular.
Yeah.
They're still making games for the PS2. You still see like
I
MLB
think
the
it's
show. I
done
think.
now.
They don't make the show anymore because they're
no,
doing it for a long
It's done
time.
now. Like last year, they announced that they stopped making like PS2 like systems.
Okay.
Like
well,
last year, isn't that crazy?
That's insane. I mean, they did say they wanted a 10-year lifespan for the PS3, and what's it at now? Like 7 years?
7. It's got to be 8, or maybe it's
What year did it come
7
out?
or
I
8.
don't remember anymore.
2006,
6, I'd say.
6.
6 or 7.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, it's pushing it. I mean, people will be playing it for a long time.
No, yeah,
after
it's
the
gonna
PS4
live
comes out.
with the PS4 for a while, especially since you can't transfer over your games or whatever. Play used games on your PS4, like PS3 games. I mean,
No, you can't play
It's not
PS3
that
games,
bad.
right? Which is why I'm
which
like,
will exist at GameStop
so
for
I'm gonna
years.
still be using it. I know because I know that the NHL isn't gonna have an next-gen version of their game until next year at least.
No, I'm still using it for
So I'm
sure.
gonna have to- I'm gonna have to keep
I
this
have a
connected
ton
somewhere.
of PSN games on it. Like it'll be right beside it. It's gotta
Yeah,
be.
well, I'm gonna buy a TV right away. I've been saving up, so I'm gonna have probably one at each television, like PS3 on the upstairs or whatever. So I know who got very detailed about that small Battlefield news bit.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of Call of Duty stuff that came out. I don't care about any of it.
That's what people think about the Battlefield story.
I know what people love Call of Duty. I just can't do it anymore. So. I mean, I'm sure if they like it, they'll find it, they'll know about it. I don't really want to talk about it. I know the one thing I thought was interesting was the fact that they have like customizable characters and that women are now playable as like you can have a female character, which is the first time obviously. And although I feel like in a game where you can shoot each other, it's like I think it might be abused to some degree. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever. And they
abuse is gonna be inherent.
Yeah, especially with Call of Duty with stupid kids playing it. God damn it!
And
so much racism.
That's not just a Call of Duty thing. That's an internet thing. So.
Yeah, I know. But like, I just like you go as soon as you like step into a lobby in Call of Duty, it's just like it's like racism and like stupid people.
I like it.
Being an animus, you can do whatever you want.
Like don't having your name, you can just say whatever you want. Like how terrible are people? Like God, how terrible are people?
I played somebody in Injustice the other day, and he messaged me afterwards, and he said, "I hope your family burns and dies, you fucking retard bitch." Like something like ridiculous.
Did you flawless victory him or
beat
something?
the shit out of him.
I want him dead. I want his family dead. I want his house burned to the ground.
Awesome.
Did anyone ever message you about your name? Like
Tears of the Sun?
Yeah.
Tears of the Sun.
What did they
21.
say?
Someone actually did message you about it once?
Some people have said weird things. Somebody said something about tears on a pillow. I thought it was pretty funny, but it wasn't.
What I loved about Tears of the Sun was that
it
was like a double meaning for us.
Yeah.
Well, it's S-O-N, right? It wasn't S-U-N, is it?
Yeah.
It was
S-U-N.
Oh, okay.
Like this.
Yeah, but like
the sun, like
he
the
was
star.
Yeah, I know that, but for you, your name would be S-O-N.
The Sun. Daniel the Sun. Daniel the Sun D'Souza. That's your wrestling
name.
name.
The name is just the name of a movie.
It's like Tears of the Sun. It was just a cover with Daniel crying. There's no comic stuff unless you guys have read anything lately at all. I had no time.
No, I'm too lazy.
I haven't looked at comics.
Just too lazy. Not even not enough time. Just too lazy. Batman 0 Year still going on 13 or whatever. This third issue of it, fourth or third issue, just came out last week. And Trinity War's still happening. That's cool. I don't know if you heard about the news. I didn't. That Daniel muted me to listen.
Yeah, I know who the villains are.
Yeah. So don't tell it. Daniel doesn't want to hear it for whenever he reads it, I guess.
Well, like, what's the point of revealing stuff like that?
Because it's cool. It's like actually, it's really cool.
Yeah, but you'll probably get it if you read it. It'll probably be a lot cooler if you just read it.
Anyway, and then Marvel's Infinity, whatever. It's the new. Their new event is just kicked off this week, which is about the Infinity Gauntlet. Has got Thanos in it. Obviously inspired by what happened at the end of Avengers. So, but there's a lot of stuff going on in the Marvel universe that's just really confusing and cosmic, and I can't. Just the X-Men stuff is all I pay attention to. All right, so that leads us into what we talked about at the beginning. Green Lantern. Yeah, you guys still want to do that?
Just do it better.
What do?
Do a better job. Make a better movie.
The fact that Geoff Johns did the perfect story conclusion, and then they just fucked up the movie so bad. Not that there was a movie of his run, but just that
he was a part of it though. So
I know.
That's what bothers me.
Well, I mean, because he's not a movie guy.
You know, the way the movie was, I feel like there was a lot left on like the cutting room floor. Like it feels.
Was there ever a director's cut or anything that came out on DVD?
Doubt it.
They had I think 20 minutes extra scenes.
Yeah.
I think it was more fighting or more action.
More.
I don't know. It feels like they tried to stuff too much into it. It's like it wasn't focused enough. Like they tried to do like the whole Hector Hammond and like Carol Ferris, and there's like a love triangle thing, and then trying to do Parallax next to that. Parallax deserves its own movie.
The shit cloud.
They wanted an easier villain to do, which is Hector Hammond. It's like, who cares about him?
No one does.
You gotta go big. They went and like the budget was $200 million, and it didn't look like a $200 million movie at all.
And no, and I don't even care as much about what Parallax looked like. They just like.
Well, they changed him up too. Like, it was like
it was Krona.
Krona, yeah, which is not what happened in the comics.
Yeah. No, and what happened?
And like even then, like, that's another character that could do his own movie. You know, like that's like it's a weird kind of not even retconning it, just combining a bunch of crap into one movie.
That didn't need to be done. Just do this Sinestro story.
Universe.
That's the thing.
The Green Lantern universe is like its own thing too, like how X-Men is like they're huge.
It can be its own standalone.
It's like it almost always feels like when you have Green Lantern involved in the rest of the DCU, it doesn't even almost feel right because it's like, don't you have other giant cosmic problems you should be dealing with?
And that's the thing with the whole Sinestro thing. Like that's arguably a much simpler story. That's easy. That's the foundation is
like
there.
That makes a good story. That is it.
You can't just make a movie called Sinestro. No one's gonna go to it.
No, you don't have to. You call it Green Lantern, but you tell the story of Sinestro from whatever, like his turn from green to yellow.
Oh, that was gonna happen.
Yeah, but I guess you tell the second one, but if you don't sell the first one, how do you make the second one?
Well, there was never a Green Lantern movie, so they had to get the whole origin story out with. So the first hour, he's like dealing with. Like you got to learn who he is,
and that's fine too, and I agree with that. But there wasn't even enough of that.
He was
barely on.
No,
He quit after 20 minutes of training. With
when he was a Green Lantern, I'm talking about like just him as Hal Jordan as a test pilot.
And you know what, they did a decent job.
You had to learn how he was. He was lazy. He was late for his work, whatever. He was
fast and loose.
He was like dangerous in the air. Like, he just did whatever.
Like not talented, not disciplined.
Then you see the flashback with his dad, which is kind of cheesy, but had to be done.
And that wasn't the issue with the movie though. Like that, they did a decent job of.
That happened. And then when he was Green Lantern, it just fell apart from there. They had one little 2-minute training scene.
Yeah, he literally got beat up and then flies back to Earth because he just
can't do this anymore.
Also, he just knows the way. I don't know.
He also just knows.
But it's the first superhero movie that, like in the because we're used to the Dark Knight trilogy, where it's like really supernatural. Like
it's like goes completely opposite. It's like you take Batman, cosmic. Which is like completely grounded, and you go into space with flying cops.
And they went with like an Iron Man type of feel, like lighthearted and happy or whatever.
Which works for Green Lantern too. Green Lantern doesn't have to be a dark.
It could be anything. That's the thing. It could be absolutely anything.
It can be. I don't
like,
know if that's the way to go with the first one.
No, but the thing is, like, he gets the ring and like he goes up there. It's like he just accepts it kind of and just starts the training. Like,
it's like, okay, I guess I'm a cop now.
But there's not really a scene where he really like questions it a lot, kind of, you know.
Well, like there's
that scene with Tomo Ray would be the closest to it, where he's
that's close to it. But Tomo Ray just talking and Hal just listening,
and he's just like, yeah, okay.
And that's just a scene just to show
off.
That's
Tomo fine, because then you'd be like, okay, we have to just get past that, and just get to it, right?
Yeah, I mean, and
but it is literally the first Green Lantern.
But see, that's the problem, because that's what I'm saying when they're focusing on all these different things. Like the Hector Hammond stuff, that takes away from what we wanted to see we wanted to see the explanation.
Right.
Like this shit, like it just didn't have any heart. It was just all like visual, and it wasn't even that good. The visuals themselves weren't that good.
Visuals were fun.
They were pretty bad, and they actually increased the budget like $10 million, like a couple months before the movie came out.
I guess it's hard. I get it that it might be hard to do.
So like green,
like green
and
floating
the whole,
objects,
the kind of like translucent like skin stuff like that. Do you remember how excited we were when we found out about all these information?
Yeah, no, I was. Everyone thought the suit was dumb, and so did I. I thought it was stupid.
I was willing to forgive the suit.
Yeah, I was willing to because it made sense. It's an alien power, right?
It's a construct,
and
it would be specific to your physiology.
Physiology, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so Tomo Rays look like a fish scales.
Yeah,
but
and that made sense, and that was cool.
All they need to do is include some black in there, just all green and dark green, like.
And then like little veins. I don't like the veins. I didn't like the little.
But that makes sense.
It makes sense, but they need some black in there. Like how it looks so much cool with the green and black, you know. Mm-hmm. So
the music was good. The
music was really good, but it's kind of forgettable.
Music was good, and
there wasn't one thing that was like, okay, we can hum it. You know?
No.
Here's that scene with Tomo Ray right here.
Yeah, it's Welcome to Oa.
It's good. No, it's
and the Oa looks cool and stuff like that.
Looked cool, and I would say that the acting was decent too. Like Ryan Reynolds and Mark Strong both were great in that their characters.
No, I think
the acting wasn't an issue.
Yeah, I think Ryan Reynolds was good. I wouldn't mind him coming back.
Yeah,
but someone like Chris Pine actually, I think would be really good. Hal Jordan.
Yeah,
Chris Pine. Yeah. Also, it's hard to do things though. Okay, he's already in Star Trek. It's like too late. You know, it's like you can't now do another space movie.
Big sci-fi.
If they had to not go with Ryan Reynolds, I would have chose him.
What's going on in this scene? Why is he floating and it's like being scanned? This is not even anything like.
What do you mean?
He's being scanned here. Is that anything that is ever in the comics? Like, what's going on here?
They're just determining because there's never been a human Green Lantern, so they gotta determine his. That's where he gets the suit right after that, right?
I guess, but like he's being like tortured now.
It's like programming his ring to work with.
Okay,
but he is being like burned.
Yeah,
yeah, like.
Yeah, we could do without that.
This scene doesn't.
It just needed a scene to show off his chest and abs, right?
Pretty much.
Because he's in a suit.
He was shirtless a lot.
It's true. I like that. I did like the fact that they mentioned his stupid little mask.
Yeah.
It's like,
that was fun.
Yeah.
But like
He tries to change his
nowadays,
voice.
comic book movies they're getting to the point where like they don't really need to explain everything, you know?
Well, I mean,
Just
it's
they
easy
take-
for us to say that because we are so familiar with the.
No, but like nowadays you can kind of see it in certain movies, right?
Well, with familiar
like-
characters, but like Green Lantern wasn't necessarily one of those characters. He needed an origin story. Well, the general audiences.
You know,
were
yeah,
just-
no, he did. But I'm talking about now. If they were to make a movie,
Yeah, I'm not saying reboot
Have it-
Green Lantern. I'm just saying continue, but like just
yeah,
like
it's hard to decide though.
especially because of how shitty that one did. Like Green Lantern's probably not gonna be touched for a little bit.
I talked about
But
this.
there are also rumors that they do want to just jump right back into it
Yeah.
and just like
Yeah, but like just forget that even happened and just like
just
Not
like
even forget it, but just like just keep going. You know.
Semi reboot, cast them again or whatever. If you, it seems like he doesn't want to, but
man, what else is he gonna do? Every movie he's in flops.
I don't know.
He was
But,
just
like,
doing that. What was that?
And then what you do is
RIPD?
you change the art style, you change the costume a bit, right? You do that kind of stuff. And then
Yeah.
you can't say it's 5 years later. He's a Green Lantern now.
Most people won't even remember this movie even happened. To be
Yeah.
honest,
I don't know.
they
Do
don't.
you think if
You
they
know
do
what-
another Green Lantern, they're gonna do Hal Jordan, or are they gonna do? John
I
Stewart?
want them to do something else. Jeremy doesn't think that's a good idea.
I don't think so. He
I
hasn't
mean,
got his fair
obviously,
shot.
Hal Jordan is the number one Green Lantern and everything.
Yeah.
I can just see if they want to tie it into Justice League. Unfortunately, like there's a lack of color in the Justice League. That's going to be an issue that they're going to want to.
Well, no,
address.
Cyborg.
Yeah, Cyborg. Okay, that's one.
Yeah, that's one.
So
it'd be fine if they did John Stewart or whatever.
It's already
but
more color than the Avengers has.
It has to be a good actor, and like if it was Idris Elba or whatever, that'd be sick. But that's
Idris
not gonna
Elba.
happen.
There was that. You saw that picture or whatever of him.
That
in
picture's
the,
really old.
Yeah, I
I
know,
don't
but it's still cool.
Yeah, it's cool. But he's
Um,
like Heimdall right now, so
Yeah.
Do both universes.
Marvel.
Yeah, well, he probably has
contracts.
some, he probably has some sort of clause saying you can't work for the direct competition for a certain amount of time.
But yeah, it's a hard sell right now. Like, I don't know what you do.
I don't think you wait till after a Justice League movie, obviously, to
Yeah,
do no.
that's what. Yeah,
So that's the thing.
course.
So the character's in the Justice League movie, and then he
He's
gets
in the
his own
Justice League
afterwards.
movie. The general audience
So
knows about him.
Do you kind of retcon it like you did, like the X-Men movies, kind of like just ignore stuff that they think is stupid
No, it's
in
not.
the later ones?
It's actually completely forgotten. It's like the Hulk, basically.
Yeah, like they remember that original Hulk movie by
Yeah.
Ang Lee. It's Ang Lee, right?
Basically that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Original Ang Lee to Incredible Hulk. Basically
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, the
Like,
character
you
still
know the
exists,
character. You know this.
and
the
it doesn't
characters.
mean that any of that stuff didn't happen. It's
Yeah.
just it's a new
Although
story.
I think
Because
they,
when Green
they
Lantern
admit
is
that
in
the stuff
Justice-
in Ang Lee's movie happened. Or is
No,
that,
it's completely
that's
written
separate.
off. Yeah.
Okay.
But you pick up with like him in the
Yeah, he's like in
Brazil
hiding.
or something.
Yeah, he's
right?
in hiding in that
So you
little
could
bottle
say
factory.
it comes from there, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, with Green Lantern, he's in Justice League movie. You know, some people know about him, and then spin off from that, he goes into an event like
Yeah.
Sinestro Corps or Plastic Night or something like that.
Agent Orange. That's not a good one.
Yeah.
You wouldn't start with Agent Orange.
No, but the new
You
movie,
gotta start with
the
Sinestro
new
Corps
movie
Wars.
would have other cores. Like that's the bread and butter I think right now. Like that's what would draw people.
Yeah, I think
But
it's
I
hard
don't know,
to
that
sell
also
people
kind of
on-
dilutes it. That'll confuse
no,
people.
because that's where the action is. That's where the fighting is. That's where the wars are.
That's
Like,
where it's interesting because the Green Lantern on their own aren't that
and
interesting.
then plus you have the emotions tied to those things, and you can relate
Yeah.
to the characters and
But-
who's in different
okay,
cores.
but that has to start with Sinestro Corps War.
yeah, sure,
yeah,
absolutely.
well, that's where all the other colors start from anyway.
Yeah, exactly. No, it makes the most sense that way. Yeah, I agree. Like
And-
adding the Red Lanterns would be awesome for
yeah,
that.
you kind of I guess.
But that's a Green
See,
Lantern, not
in
a
terms
Justice
of
League
skipping
story.
the comic book stories, like I guess you'd skip Rebirth
Yeah,
and you go straight into Sinestro War where Sinestro.
I mean it doesn't have to directly follow the
It
comic.
doesn't
book
have to,
story.
but it'd be
But
cool
that's
if
an
it did.
easy. Well,
Yeah.
you take your inspiration from those stories.
Yeah.
Having the other cores makes the Green Lanterns retroactively more badass.
Yeah.
Because the willpower is way cooler than love and and it's more. You think about it, is it really even an emotion? Not really. Willpower isn't really an emotion, but like everything else really is,
Yeah.
and it's so much more
The
powerful.
willpower
than
is
everything else.
the power to overcome emotions too.
Yeah.
So, and to deal with
That
it.
being, I don't know. If you can't have them all in the like.
You
Do
can't
like
do them all.
yellow
No,
and
you can't
red.
do
Start
them
with
all.
one. No.
So-
Like
but
I
like,
said
yeah,
in
they
the
have to
old
be
podcast,
discovered
in
within
terms of
the-
Star Wars. Like I compare it to that.
We never did that one.
Yeah, I did.
We never did it on.
We never did it, but I said in that one podcast
Yeah.
how I would do like you have A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. It's Rebirth, Sinestro War, and Blackest
Blackest
Night.
Night.
That'd be the original Green Lantern trilogy. You know what I mean?
Okay, but
So-
how do you reboot Rebirth unless there is a story of him
Well,
dying?
Yeah, that's the only complicated thing.
Well, the only color.
I think that's the biggest.
Do you do an original trilogy
because
of him as Green Lantern and then going crazy and killing
Rebirth
everyone?
only exists because the comics had so much history where a writer at the time decided to kill Hal Jordan off.
Because he was insane and killed everyone.
Insane. And then a new writer came along. That's the beauty of comics. New writers come along, they bring their things forward, and decided to make sense of all that and how the entity, the emotion of fear, infected him, and it was parallax. So how do you do that in the movie world where you don't have that whole run where Hal Jordan just becomes crazy and you don't really know why?
You can't. Then. You have to skip.
So you have to
skip Rebirth, but that doesn't make. That makes Hal Jordan makes a lot of the drama that happens during that whole thing of him being not I guess you could do untrusted because he's new.
Unless you do something crazy like in the Justice League movie, he actually dies. He like sacrifices himself or whatever.
And then you could do Rebirth.
Yeah, then you could do Rebirth.
That would be cool, but I don't.
And then you could touch on certain things that he did in the past that you never saw in the movie, right? You just could talk about it.
I think I don't want to see another. I never want to see another origin movie ever again. I feel like let's be honest.
You have to understand that they're necessary.
I don't want to see for Batman, for Superman.
Obviously, because those
for
are
Spider-Man,
had so
for
many
any
times.
of those things. I don't want to see those.
Those are the only three. Because those are the three.
You want to see another Iron Man?
No, because Iron Man's still going. Superman, Batman,
any
and
new characters are gonna, for the most part, because right now we're getting the characters.
Okay, no, I don't want to. Okay, let me rephrase
Superman,
that.
Batman, and Spider-Man they're all on their second generation.
I don't want to see another Origins movie story for a character we've already seen on film.
And right now you just mentioned the three.
That only applies to Green Lantern.
No.
No.
All the ones that are all still ongoing.
Yeah, but they're ongoing, so you can't say anything about that because they're still going. You've had your.
But at one point, one of the actors isn't going to come back. Then what do? You just keep going,
Yeah, that's what they say.
No, you have to.
That's gonna happen. Spider-Man, Superman, and Batman. Those are the ones in their second or third gen, you could say. Even
Spider-Man's in its second, I guess.
Batman's
it was rebooted again. Batman's in its third, coming into its third.
Yeah, whatever.
Once this movie comes out.
Yeah, I mean, unless this is somehow tied with it, which it won't be.
Well, it's gonna be similar. It's a similar world and character.
I would love it if the Arrow universe was tied into.
Yeah, I think that guy would be cool.
Because then you already have a show that has good ratings. You actually beat something to what Marvel's done. Marvel's introducing Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., sure, but you beat them to the punch on something where you have a show that's already successful and you can right away tie it into a universe because they fit. The feel fits.
It's not really beating the punch because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is coming out.
Yeah, but Arrow's already been out for a full season.
Yeah, but it's not connected.
Yeah, it hasn't been connected yet. You're right.
And then, in the New 52, they had the whole story arc with Arrow and how he wanted to join the Justice League.
Yeah, and then he became part of the Justice League of America.
Yeah.
But I don't think they'll do a Justice League of America stuff.
I think that they can, though.
You could do
they have all those characters' rights. They can totally do that.
Do all the JLA stuff with the Justice League and the JLA, and then do Trinity War.
That's a few movies, though.
Or do Final Crisis, Infinite Crisis.
No. Final Crisis is the most ridiculous.
That is the most. Well, if they ever do any Grant Morrison story, it's the most ridiculous thing ever.
Yeah.
So I guess we want to see these new characters in the Justice League movie, then spin out is what we're all saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be any more origin.
There's going to be a Flash one. They're hoping to do that one
as a TV show or a movie.
In the movie, they're hoping to do a Flash movie before Justice League, but that might not be true. That might not happen.
The only other one I can see is Wonder Woman.
They said they want Justice League in 2015. That's not happening. There's no way.
No, but that's Superman Batman's 2015.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So Justice League 2017?
17 or something like that. Yeah.
No, it's the year after. They wanted the year after or something. Yeah. 2016, 2017.
They need to jumpstart.
There's no way. Did I see? Okay, yeah. I completely skipped all the Star Wars stuff, by the way. But we don't have to go back. We'll talk about it later. There's stuff about Palpatine possibly coming back.
Yeah.
How?
Is a Force Ghost.
How?
I was waiting for that as a Force Ghost. Because that's somehow that.
I actually forgot he even died. He just knows everything. How? I just thought he was there again. Okay, whatever. He's back.
He gets thrown out of into a pit and screams.
And gets...
Yeah, but I was thinking about him in terms of the prequel trilogy for a second there.
Do it! Love it. But
he could be corrupting the young people and whatever. And
apparently, so he comes as a Force Ghost, which has only ever been a Jedi thing. Apparently, the Sith are so afraid of dying because they see it as the end that's why they're constantly.
That's cool.
Always trying to avert death and try to
So maybe they have a lesser connection in the afterlife or something.
Or something. So
maybe they can do something different.
Or maybe so he apparently it's still obviously being worked on, but maybe he comes back as a Force Ghost that's somehow different than the ones that the Jedi have already.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be different, right? The Jedi one, they can just talk to you, right? That's basically all they can do.
Yeah.
Or can they
They can talk to you.
Can they
the whole idea
can
is
they
that
touch your mind, like show you something or something? Or
well, they've become one with the Force. They basically talk and advise people, but
but they can't do anything. They can't control anything.
They can't touch things.
They can't be physical at all.
No.
So then the dark side, like maybe they can do something like that.
No. Apparently, okay.
The dark side, the Sith are more physical in the first place with their use of the Force.
So, with that, they said that there was also possibly another apprentice being trained at the time of his death, which I bet is kind of weird because considering he was trying to turn Luke to the dark side at the same time as he had Vader. So he had another one. So he's like, in case Luke didn't work out, I guess maybe. I know.
It's been done. Like the whole time, like with the thing with Count Dooku, he was planning on converting Anakin, and he just had Count Dooku and then sacrificed him, or they told Anakin to kill him.
Well, though he had what's his name?
Darth Maul.
Darth Maul. Yeah, and then
Darth Maul was his
successor.
prodigy.
Yeah,
and then Darth Maul was killed. Then he got Count Dooku, but then he saw the potential in Anakin, so he was kind of molding Anakin from Episode 1 through. So Count Dooku was there, but that was never his end game. So it's the same idea.
It's true.
We gotta watch those alternate take from the nerd.
Yeah.
So
seriously,
where he thinks how he would redo the series.
That's how I would do it. That's my opinion or whatever. But like, it makes a lot. Like when I was watching, I was like, "Oh."
How would you do the original series?
The original
prequel trilogy. Prequel trilogy. I don't know why that was so hard for us.
He has a YouTube video for the first two, and he's making the third one soon.
And you know what it's called?
Just search it. I don't know.
Okay. Well, whatever. I mean, yeah, I'll watch it. Do we have anything else to say on Green Lantern? And
it's needs to be done correct.
It needs to be done right. Because it's such a good story. God, people aren't.
Yeah,
it's so stupid.
It's not very complicated or like there's a lot of subject matter there. There's a lot of sources of inspiration.
I think it's just like you look at it from a outsider's point of view. It's kind of silly.
Looks dumb.
It looks dumb. It looks stupid.
That applies to
I thought it was the
every
dumbest
superhero
ever. I thought it was so stupid.
That applies to almost every superhero.
Yes, but it's so much harder to sell. It's so much harder to sell. You have to get someone into the seats to make money.
Then they have a ring that can do whatever it wants.
The most powerful weapon in the universe.
That sounds stupid.
A lot of things sound stupid. That's the whole thing.
But
these movies are bigger than life.
No, in my opinion, when I saw the DC characters, I thought Green Lantern was dumb. Did you not think that?
I kind of did.
I don't know. My mom liked him when she was.
Your mom liked him.
Told me about it.
But then when you read the story, when Jeff Johns kind of like reinvented it and came with all the
I feel like the problem that these companies have is that they're trying to cater to the widest audience, right?
Right.
So we are biased in that we are obviously fans of the comic books, of the source material, and like we have a certain vision of it. We know the story that needs to be told, and they're trying to tell a story, but also trying to tell a story that's.
But as fans, we can accept them trying to please people who don't know.
Well,
right?
to a certain extent, but that's what they did with the last.
And that's what happened. And then people were basically pissed off about it, and the people they tried to appease to, they didn't look good to them at all because it just looked dumb and there wasn't enough
because
action.
it was too busy and it didn't do enough of either. It wasn't fan.
It had good actors though, like people that were popular, like Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, but it wasn't enough. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it had big names. It had a huge CGI budget and like big sci-fi action, but
there wasn't enough action. That's the thing.
Well, maybe they focused so much on that stupid love triangle bullshit,
which popped up in 2 hours in.
Yeah, they just did it. It was so awkward.
You didn't even know that Hal even knew.
Until they go to that cocktail party. Yeah,
like who cares?
And
no one cares.
Didn't care. Nobody cared at all about Hector Hammond.
You knew. The thing is that
it was to show what this parallax sphere could do or something. That's why they did it or something. What it was capable of and how it worked.
Well, it did a great job. That was the dumbest bad guy.
And did they blow him up with a missile? They killed him with a missile. It wasn't even like Green Lantern that did it.
Who,
I don't even remember.
Yeah, Hector Hammond got killed by
didn't Parallax come and just suck him up or something?
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. Okay,
but
that's
Hector's
much better.
Dad,
that's
Hector's dad, Hector killed his dad.
Yeah, just instantly, kills him.
The one thing that they did cool, they had Amanda Waller.
Yeah, and then she almost died.
That was exciting.
Okay, that was the part where he uses his flamethrower. Is it the water?
He used a thing of water to save her.
Okay, yeah, he makes a construct of water, right?
Yeah. But the flames are yellow.
The flames are yellow. That's for whatever reason bothers me. If it's going to do a construct of a flamethrower, why would the flames get green?
Your ring doesn't create the object in its form like that. It doesn't create it's got to be green.
Yeah.
Right. Even the race car, there was wheels on it and stuff.
I don't know.
I don't know. Just there wasn't clear vision there, I guess.
It's like wait, so
but they did it to make sense to people who don't know. Like, yeah, he can create anything. He's creating fire. You know that's fire.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I would be like, what is this? Like green? What is this green stuff coming out of this thing? And then like if he lit someone on fire, would they be in green? Like on fire with green fire? I guess it's like then it's like that starts getting into that whole comic book thing. It's like where does it end? Like how. Whatever. That's that whole problem with the ring. Is just it's too crazy. Yeah. It has to have like restraints on it. It's kind of, which is, by the way, part of the problem of that last Matt Damon movie, Elysium, is that there's a one thing. I'm not going to ruin it. Is that it's so powerful and doesn't have any restraints that it kind of makes you stop and think about what's going on with that and not just enjoying the movie. Which is something that happens with the Green Lantern. It's like,
but with other cores and battling each other, then that matches up.
Yeah, then you're like, oh, okay, I can buy that. I can buy that there's a ring powered by rage, and that they can spit acid out of their mouth.
There's just so many stories to tell. It's just so hard to just narrow it down for a 2.5 hour movie.
They got a little bit too ambitious. They got Spider-Man 3 on that one, I think, a little bit.
Well, see, that was a long movie too, and they still didn't get shit done. That pisses me off.
They were only on OWA for like 5 minutes. All the core members were there for that one speech by Sinestro, and then.
I don't know, man. I'd like to see spin off the Justice League, but like what happens right after that? You know what I mean?
What happens after
he gets his own movie or whatever, right?
It also kind of depends on what the Justice League movie.
Yeah, it'll be huge. But like I want like if he gets his own single movie.
Oh, okay.
If he gets his own single movie, like this, it's his own story, right? But is there something in there that threads to the sequel to Justice League? You know what I mean?
They would want to connect.
Yeah, if that's somehow, some way. Maybe you have another. That's where you introduce a second Green Lantern. So you have one that's home with the Justice League, and you have one that's out.
But like, we need to know what Justice League 2. We don't know what 1 is about, what it's building to, and what Green Lantern would be doing while he's not fighting that
whatever the Justice League fight would be.
Yeah, like what's going on? You know what I mean?
Maybe we can't do Black Ascent.
I know it's too early.
Yeah,
but it'd be cool to have all these spin-off movies and have like you said for the Avengers or whatever, to have like that underlining.
Thread that's like this leading
that's actually
to this
kind of in the main story.
So like the cube is in the first section of the cosmic cube is kind of like in the first part of the Avengers stuff. Yeah. So you have it in it's in Thor, it's in Cap, it's in Avengers.
And that's just like what do they call it, MacGuffin or whatever, like an object that's
why is it called that? You took that in school. They talk about why it's called MacGuffin or what that is. Is it from some old movie?
Yeah, I think it's from an old movie.
Then
so
it's just like
George Lucas.
It's just some sort of like object.
It's a device. It's a device that
allows
drives the plot forward. That you can do things with. Yeah.
Yeah, it might not be real or have anything.
And like nowadays, it's just so cheesy. Like with Indiana Jones, it's the crystal skull. Like,
yeah,
it's like literally like an object. Like, that's the treasure. Is the thing.
Go get this treasure.
Obviously, they want that. Right?
Yeah,
but
they Harrison Ford said he would do another one.
But do you remember though the Justice League New 52? Like when it started,
the first arc,
when they had Steve Trevor and stuff working with Amanda Waller, that stuff was awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of it's a little bit different now, but yeah,
it's different now.
But that's how the movie world
imagine casting Steve Trevor, who's like kind of like a main character in this movie, or whatever, and like
that's like he's the person we can relate to. You can relate to because he's just a human guy, and he's just seeing these people. Even Batman, who's human, but
because they have that scene where they have like a little.
He'd be the Coulson of that universe. Right?
Kind of a way more badass. Like Coulson's badass, but this guy's like military. Oh, I guess Coulson is too.
Coulson's not badass.
He doesn't look it.
Well, Coulson was like kind of the butt of the joke for the first couple Iron Man movies.
Well, I like that they had.
Then he became badass. You know?
How he goes by the term whatever, like the whole SHIELD acronym, and then at the very end or whatever.
But yeah, just the conspiracy about it, and Amanda Waller not knowing what she's all about, what she's up to.
Okay. What I like, Amanda Waller is so many facets in like the comics. Like she's got a plan on top of a plan on top of a plan on top of a plan, and you think you know what she's doing, but you have no fucking idea.
Yeah.
And I think who did it the best was in the animated series, and you watch the very last episode of Batman Beyond, which ties into obviously Batman, the Superman the animated series. It has all like the whole animated universe. So you have like Justice League Unlimited, Superman, Batman Beyond. So you find out that Amanda Waller decided at one point, because even though for the whole story that she doesn't trust Batman during Justice League, she eventually decides that Batman's super necessary. You have to have a Batman. He's the one that watches the Watchmen essentially.
Yeah.
And so Batman's getting old, and he's not able to do his job anymore. So she goes out to create another Batman. So that's how in like Trent, she goes and like hires a hitman to kill this person's parents and like took his DNA, Batman's DNA, like had.
What are we talking about these complicated stories?
It's weird. I don't know. Okay, so these two parents who had like identical like psychological profiles to Bruce Wayne's parents.
Yeah.
So he goes in for like some medical checkup and they switch his they change his sperm out essentially and make it like Bruce Wayne's.
Nice.
So he impregnates whatever and then he has a kid and it's essentially a clone of Bruce Wayne essentially. And
Essentially.
yeah, essentially. And then she goes to kill, hires a hitman to kill his parents because he needs strategy to create a Batman, right?
Yeah.
And then turns out that he couldn't do it, and then his parents died anyway. It just how Amanda Waller is. It's just that describes it the best way. If you go and watch that, it's one of the best episodes of anything. It's done through like flash forwards and flashbacks, and again, we all talk about how much we love that animated series, but it's like the best.
Okay, the only thing, if you're doing Steve Trevor, would you want a Wonder Woman movie ahead of time?
No, I think it'd be cool to introduce Wonder Woman with the whole relationship between them and how they...
And just reference it, that he landed on her island and that's how they met?
Yeah, exactly. You can't... yeah.
It's because, God,
that's a tough one though. Like, Wonder Woman's a pretty iconic character,
she's made
but
out
that
of clay.
relationship isn't.
She's created from clay.
Yeah, but who cares about that?
I think that's like a story that women would like love, the Steve Trevor and Wonder Woman thing.
Yeah,
I think
sure.
they would like dig it, like, or...
I know exactly what women think.
Yeah, we know exactly.
I don't know if that whole first Leave It 2 run with some tweaks was the Justice League movie. I think it'd be amazing.
Yeah, no, I mean it's a
everyone discovering each
story.
other, the whole conspiracy like underneath, like what they're doing, making this team, the threats that are oncoming and how they're gonna fight them.
And then you have like a tease of they fight Darkseid at the end.
Well, yeah,
you don't
some
do
random
Darkseid.
invasion that nobody really knows what's going on at first, and that's how they all
They
figure out that they're all on the same side.
What are they gonna or
what
they
else
fight
are
each
these people
other?
gonna fight against?
And that's the thing, they would be fighting each other until they realize that they have to
Yeah, but okay,
join forces.
Or you get another team.
You think about it, like
they're alter egos.
Look what Superman fought in
Zod, yeah.
in the Superman movie. Like that was like an invasion on its own. Like
So you have Crisis on Infinite Earths, and you have their alternate egos.
In the first Justice League movie, you're gonna do alternate.
Make the crime syndicate.
The crime syndicate
show up.
Earth 3. No one has any idea what's going on.
How badass would that be?
Ultraman.
Oh man.
Johnny Quick.
Oh man. That's like a dream come true having that movie live.
Or you have it already. It's just animated.
Yeah, the animated one's awesome.
Yeah, but then that's the whole thing too. You want your superheroes to fight each other. This is the ultimate version of it, where they're fighting their alternate takes,
yes.
and then it gives everyone a chance to do something because Batman could fight Owlman, right? Whereas
and then the whole thing is that they have to change up who they're fighting to actually win.
Yeah.
Which
I think Batman had the mech suit at one point, whatever. Remember when in the Wonder Woman lady was fighting him?
Oh yeah, he broke her rib. Like she broke his rib.
Yeah, but he was in the mech suit for a bit.
Yeah. She's just like ruthless. It's like you are nothing to me, and just broke his rib.
Because other than that, Batman's just gonna be like Captain America and Avengers, basically.
Yeah, even Captain America has more powers than Superman or Batman does.
Yeah. But like those wing things that Darkseid has, like those.
Oh, the
demons or whatever.
Yeah.
What are they called?
I have no idea what
they're like. It's like demon, but not demon. It's like something like that. Anyways,
Batman could fight those things or whatever, but.
Or he's just gonna jump into the portal and go in as Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, that was so sick.
Yeah, but let's not get too caught up into all this stuff. We'll see. It'll happen. Yeah. It'll be good. So let's wrap it up. Follow us on Twitter.
The YouTubes.
Then on the YouTubes at Tower Babblecast at Tower of the www.tower.
Just fucking go to the website.
Tower whatever.
Tower of Babble Podcast.
Unless you do the same, they can figure it out.
You go to the website and it's all linked up there. That's the easiest way to do it.
Yeah, it is
no one listens anyways. So.
Stitcher.
Just say Stitcher.
Stitcher. It's on
Pretty
Stitcher.
sure our girlfriends listen to this show. So.
I don't think my girlfriend even does.
Oh, okay.
Because yours does. Yeah, only when you're on.
Every episode?
No, only when Jeremy's on.
Should be us too boring. I turned it off.
Alright, guys. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye-bye.